Welcome back. I'm still here in the Philippines. I believe it's about 4 a.m. I just got done working. The good news is maybe I have broken even this month. I've been here 18 months. The last 3 to 5 months have not been that great. They've been very challenging. I moved over here from Thailand to try to get under my expenses a little bit more. I'll quickly summarize. This is my vlog. I've been traveling on tourist visas between the Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and the Philippines. I'm currently in the Philippines. I've been here over a month. My expenses are much lower. Maybe I've been living on about $7 to $10 a day. Today I went to immigration to extend my visa a couple months, and the cost was about 8,000 pesos. That includes an I-card and a couple months. I tried to use the money that I got to extend my visa while I had it in hand. The good news is the new place here allows me to cook, so it lowers my expenses a lot. In Thailand, I was in a motel, guest house style, and I had to eat out a lot. And of course, that costs quite a bit more. I will be here up to the 180 days and move on to the next country, as I'd like to avoid the exit visa, exit clearance visa, whatever they call it, an extra hurdle before you leave if you stay longer than 180 days. However, you could probably easily stay 1 year plus. I have a couple buddies. Danny, High Stakes Danny, was here 13, 14 months, and, wasn't much of a problem. However, I feel like it's more convenient to just stay on the tourist visas and, make the trip between the countries. Stay up to 6 months here, 3 months in Vietnam. Not sure I would go back to Cambodia. You get a 2-month show-up visa in Thailand for free. However, you also can extend there as well for 1,900 baht. So buddy sends me a picture of advertisement for 2 slices of pizza and a Coke for $19.99. I was shocked. Get a lot of criticism for living in Southeast Asia. I moved over here on $175. Don't necessarily want to make one of those dumb videos about why I moved over to Southeast Asia. I am looking to get under my expenses. I work remotely, and so far so good. Other than being a freelancer, oftentimes it could be challenging, and traveling at the same time could make things extra challenging. Airline tickets, problems, canceled flights, all of which are very difficult to navigate on a thin budget. I have been here before. I've been in the Philippines for about a year before returning to renew my passport, and then returning to Asia after a subscriber purchased me a ticket from San Francisco to Ho Chi Minh City. Wasn't really planning to come to Southeast Asia at the time. However, it was a birthday gift. So I went ahead and booked travel from Las Vegas to San Francisco, and then onward travel from there. So, frankly, looking at the advertisement for a couple slices of pizza and a Coke for $20, and people asking me questions about the budget and how much does it cost me to, live here. Currently, it's quite low. I'm probably living on $7 to $10 a day. Visas, food probably is my biggest expense. Yeah, I mean, you can rent a house, in the province for $125 a month. These videos I make are very personal. However, I think that, there's a few different people that watched my video. I got monetized making video poker videos a while back. So I know a lot of gamblers watch the channel, and now, lots of travelers and people looking to save money. I get criticized again a lot for, being broke over here. However, I would only be broke in the United States, and I don't know that I would get a whole lot of help over there. I could easily be homeless. I have friends, I have connections and stuff like that. So, maybe, maybe not. It's hard to say. However, I might be in debt, and have serious problems. If nothing else, I mean, up until the time where I left, I owned a car, and even when you own a car, and I paid, liability insurance, and just the basic expenses were quite high. I was almost worried that it would break down on the road and I would be tattooed with a, huge repair bill to put it back on the road. And it wasn't worth that much. It was, I paid a couple grand for it when I returned from Vietnam right before the pandemic got, started ramping up. I need a piece of transportation. So I purchased a car, and then it actually was fairly reliable till it broke down in Mexico. And I sold it to some guy for, the equivalency of maybe $500 in the Mexican pesos. So, even, I didn't have plans at that point to return to Asia, but even the car in Mexico, was a bit of a problem. That could have got stolen, could have broke down. But I got fairly lucky to be able to get rid of the car and with minimal hassle. But, when I think about it, paying these ridiculous expenses and working to cover those expenses, I still stand by I'm much better off here. Was talking to a buddy of mine that lives in Southeast Asia as well. And worst case scenario, I could just turn myself into the embassy and they probably ship me home. That is what I feel like would be the absolute worst case scenario. There are a couple different types of, foreigners that are here. Of course, there's people that are, have retirements I do not. Being a freelancer, I mean, my income is always up and down. I feel like the biggest complication is it's 4 o'clock in the morning, which is basically about 1 in the afternoon in the United States, West Coast time. And I feel like that's probably the biggest headache. I wouldn't say it's unusual for me to be awake at this time. However, if you follow some of my videos, I had just kind of been resigned to just going to sleep when I'm tired and working when I'm awake. There are some pluses to this. I mean, the niche I'm in oftentimes is, really kicks off in late afternoon, which of course is right about now. I mean, Florida time, New York time, not to make this really confusing, is about, 5 o'clock in the afternoon in New York, Florida time. So, that's also okay too. But, I mean, it's not easy working remotely over here. You need a good internet connection, which I would say 80% time is no problem. The 20% time is interesting because it somehow collides with somebody wants to call me. So there's that. I don't know how the timing of that works out. You'd be surprised how many times I'll be on a bus on my way to Cambodia or Vietnam or something like that, and somebody wants to call me out of the blue. And so there's that. That's the times normally when that really hurts. However, I don't have many times to point to where it really didn't work out. Even one time I was about to board a plane, ended up taking a business meeting. About 15 minutes before boarding, they were boarding in the background, and clients like, "Oh, what's going on?" And there I was sitting in the international terminal. Nothing. And on, tethered to my phone and trying to have a business meeting. So it's challenging. But I mean, frankly, I feel like I'd rather have the challenges that I have over here than returning to the United States and, going through the daily grind. However, we will see what happens. I cannot go on forever losing money. At some point, I would probably have to return. So to answer those questions, however, I just don't know what I could navigate, right? As even, another interesting comment. I mean, if I got broke in the United States, I'd have to maybe borrow money for rent or car insurance or whatnot. Here, I could probably call a friend or something, "Hey, send me $100," and I would hold me over for a couple weeks maybe. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if I don't see you again, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's 2025, and I will catch you on the next video.